in, I'm gonna throw a 2, 1, and I'm gonna come over the top.
This is fucking pointless, man. Take that cuss word out. Okay, guys. You know what? We're not going to do it this week because I don't know if someone stole the podcast card or what's going on with it, but I go to log into my Epidemic Sound where I play my Gloria Tells, and it's not working. It's not working. And all week, the Lord has been testing me, and he's not going to win. Okay, we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. Take advantage of weekly blackjack tournaments and a brand new collection of high-end games for a chance at real cash rewards. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action's in your hands, and the best part is you don't even have to wear pants. Your adventure at MyBookie Casino begins with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code REDHAWK, all caps. That's promo code REDHAWK to secure yourself a sweet deposit bonus. And that's not all, because the revamped loyalty program ensures that you'll be showered with rewards, including free spins, cashback offers, and a host of exclusive VIP perks. The more you play, the more you win. Play anytime, anywhere with the MyBookie Casino. Okay, we just got done with a good little 5-round workout for Sugar. Getting ready to go. The Airdyne sprints with a little grappling, with some mitts. That'll pucker you out more than anything. Fucking brutal. The Airdyne workouts are just hard, dude. Nothing mimics live wrestling, live grappling quite like an Airdyne. What kind of refreshment you got over there, Jay?
Yerba mate. Sponsor me, please.
You like those?
Love them.
They get you fired up?
Yep.
Good.
Good. I'll send you some tweets.
Oh yeah, we got tons to talk about here. Dan Hooker suffered a broken orbital bone and a broken arm during his fight on Saturday night. Here are the x-rays. Literally, the x-rays show a broken face. What a tough motherfucker, dude.
Did you see that head kick he ate?
Yeah. Yep, I saw that. He ate that, no issue. And then he's literally got a completely broken arm. A complete snap. It's not like a little fracture. It's a complete snap, and that bone in his face completely broke. What an animal. They don't make them like that. Yeah, that's just freaking grit, dude. Oh my God, what a tough beast. And then, did you ever listen to the Chael Sonnen pod on when he went on Schultz's?
No, I didn't. Was it good?
Really good. Really good. I recommend you guys listen to it. But he was talking a lot about the thoughts that go through your head walking out to a fight, and everyone's so different. But right when he was talking about it, I've thought the same thing before, because you're so nervous, you're about to go fight this person, and sometimes you have these fantasies in your mind, like they're going to cancel the whole event. Like, what if they just cancel the whole event, even the morning of? Or what if someone pulls the fire alarm and then we don't have to fight? Like little weird fantasies like that going through your head. And I think they go through more people's head than you think.
Yeah, I was listening to that Hodger Gracie on Lex Friedman. He talks about, did you watch that one or no? And like Lex is like playing like play by play, like when he's hopping on the mat, he's okay, what are you thinking, like right here this very second? And Hodger's like explaining. It's pretty cool. Yeah,
it's cool. And it's a little bit easier with jiu-jitsu, but like someone like Dan Hooker, now the next fight he's got to make a walk. He's recovering from his face is broken, his arm's broken, all this stuff. Once you go through that kind of stuff and you know the bad things that can happen in a fight, getting ready to go out there again is a whole new thing. But yeah, that pod is just so entertaining. The Izzy Zuckerberg photo, did you see that?
Yeah, Zuckerberg looks jacked, huh?
Zuckerberg looks jacked.
He's on that sauce.
B, you out of here, brother?
Yep. Later, B.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate you, man.
You the man.
Yep.
Later,
Peace,
Brandon.
B. Zucker, After seeing Zuckerberg's picture with Izzy and Volk, I'm like, damn it.
He looks like an athlete.
He looks like I wonder if he's on some, he might be on some special subs. He might not be.
I feel like he would be. He has no reason to not be.
Just seeing that photo right there made me think different with Elon. I was like, damn, he might.
He'll fucking maul Elon, bro.
Unless Elon's just not posting about his training and he's training a little bit. But probably not.
Zuckerberg's way younger than him. He's like late 30s.
And I think Elon has some tits.
He's like
gut.
60.
He's like, he's an older guy, way bigger. Damn. So I wonder if Elon's just fuming that he started that Threads or what. Could be, could not be. They announced it. Fury versus Ngannou.
Oh yeah.
In Saudi Arabia, where the real money's at. I think the real October 28th. Heavyweight boxing match and it's an actual professional match too. It's not an exhibition. 10 rounds. I bet all the people talking shit about Francis are just like, well, damn it, because I wonder how much he's going to make in that 5 million, 10 million, 20 million. It's hard to say. But now those people are probably like, dang it, Francis got the big fight. But what's going to happen in that fight? What ounce gloves are they going to wear? Are they wearing 10-ounce gloves? Or are they wearing 12-ounce gloves? There's definitely a chance that Francis could catch him. But I just think the chance is really low. Tyson Fury is an expert black belt boxer. Some of the punches you see Francis throw in MMA, like way from the hip, way from downtown, but someone who can pack that much explosive power,
just takes one.
It doesn't matter. They could hit you like this and knock you out. They could literally swat at you like a girl and knock you out. They're so explosive. But I think Tyson Fury, he's just so good, so big, so experienced at 10 rounds and pacing himself. His defense is probably really good because you got to have good defense as a heavyweight. I feel like it's going to be pretty one-sided, and Francis might be trying to overextend on his punches, trying to really like hurt Tyson, and Tyson's probably going to piece him up. But good for Francis.
Yeah, he's going to get paid.
The huge fight. Huge fight. It's crazy. I wonder who's paying those guys. Like who put that together? The Saudis?
Why is there so much money in boxing? Just because they have sponsors and shit?
Dude, don't ask me. I don't even know how they afford to pay some of these guys. All these different promoters putting together the fights. I don't even know. I really don't. Okay, let's bounce around a little bit like we always do. 6 psychology tricks. If someone insults you, pause for a second. Look at them and say, "Are you okay?"
Want your ass beat?
That's pretty good. Number 2, if you think someone is lying, look at their eyes and don't say anything.
And what does that do?
Just see how if they look at you back in the eyes maybe and they keep looking at you, or they're like
just nervous.
Maybe, I don't know. Number 3, if you're in an argument, keep your voice calm. It'll give them the impression that you're winning the argument. I've been in certain you can call them arguments where you have that feeling you want to raise your voice so they just hear you, and they're raising their voice, and it's just, but as soon as you both start raising your voice, it's 100% sure that person's not listening and you're not listening. You're just trying to get your point across. They're just trying to get their point across. Nothing's coming in both ways. So I'm pretty good about not letting just fucking freak out. Did you ever get into those with any of your girlfriends?
I've never been the type to yell.
Really?
Like ever.
Is there anything that would make you yell?
Someone like hurts me, I guess. I don't know. Like
What if
but
someone?
Never like I'm like yelling.
What if someone? You came into the gym one night to edit. Your mom was here cleaning up, and they were making out or doing something with your mom. Would you just put your head down and walk away? Or
yeah. Why would that make me mad?
Mom,
I'm grown.
Yeah, you're.
I don't know. I think I'm like low key traumatized when I was a kid because there was a lot of yelling going on, so I didn't ever want to mimic that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why I'm so quiet.
Yeah, I
always think about that because I was like, I've never been the type to raise my voice like ever.
Yeah, and I don't remember who I read it from, but they're just talking about when you start raising your voice and you start getting emotional. Whoever's gotten you emotional like that, or whatever's getting you, they have control of you. They're in control of you. You're not even in control of yourself. You can't even stay calm. One thing that jiu-jitsu definitely helps with, fighting helps with, because hectic shit happens in fighting all the time, happens in jiu-jitsu all the time, and you just gotta stay calm. If you just freak out, it's gonna get worse and you're just gonna lose. So just staying calm is the smartest thing to do.
I think that's like emotional intelligence, like when you can stay calm in those situations, when you're like, don't let your anger take over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and even sometimes still, like inside me, it's boiling and it just wants to explode, but just trying to notice that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what the fuck's going to help if we freak out? Mariah does that sometimes. Like, if the dogs get out.
She yells?
She doesn't yell, but she like, you could just see in her eyes, she just fucking freaks out.
Really?
I'm like, there's a gate. Like, just chill the fuck out. I think she's got that from her dad, because her dad kind of does that sometimes. He just freaks out about the littlest shit. Automatically thinks if someone's not answering the phone that they're getting trafficked. 100% they're getting trafficked. They got stolen, they're getting trafficked. Fuck! Just starts freaking out and they're just a little late home or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeping your voice calm in an argument. And it's hard because when your emotions are fucking rolling, and if it's something super important too that you care about, it's easy to get flustered like that, but it never is just the right thing to do, I don't think. Maybe it is the right thing to do when you're punishing a kid.
But I don't know. Is it though?
Well, does the kid know you're serious? Is the kid gonna, if you're just calm all the time and the kid's like, fuck you, dad, I'm not listening to you because you're calm. Or say, like I see Paul sometimes punishing Elias and Ike, and he yells at him and they know he's serious. Like, oh shit, if he's yelling, he's serious, I'm listening.
Well, he's showing them that, like, I guess that pattern, but I guess you could probably just raise your voice a little bit and change your tone, but you don't necessarily have to yell.
Yeah. Or if you'd be like, okay, there's your one chance, and you know what happens in the second chance, you get belted.
Yeah, something like that.
You smell like that, and then he's just like, okay. But dude, having a kid, it's like easy for us to think we do when we're having a kid, but when we actually have kids, that's when we're gonna be like, holy fuck.
Fucking yelling on stuff.
Fuck. Okay, number 4. Good posture increases confidence. Spread your body out, take up space. It'll lead to a boost in self-esteem. God, I try to work on my posture so much. So I forgot who told me it again too, but every time you walk through a door, it's a good idea to just pull those shoulders back. Get a little taller.
You're in your first date?
Oh, yeah. I walk in like a fucking peacock. Yep. That's not, that. And I try to do that too when I walk through the door. Just pull my shoulders back a little bit. I don't know if it's from just wrestling for a long time or boxing for a long time, that just naturally my posture is like hunched. But I've been trying to work on it. Number 5, your eyes dilate when talking to a person you love.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. And rumor has it that JX has a new lover.
A little bit. Can't say too much right now. We're in the beginning stages. You know how it go.
Well, how did you meet this female?
We just had like mutual friends growing up, like high school and shit, and then just had each other on Instagram.
Dang.
And then one thing led to another.
Were you nervous the first time you got to hang out?
Oh yeah, super.
How did you act? Did you act goofy? Did you act cool?
A
little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Yeah, a little bit of half and half.
Yeah. I feel it. Yeah, that's some good stuff there. That's good stuff there. Someone was talking about it that I don't know if it was a college or someone's trying to switch the name for a vagina and call it the bonus hole. Bonus hole, so then the trans women can feel equal because they can feel equal because they also have a bonus hole.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I love me a good bonus hole. Do you?
Yeah, that sounds weird.
It does.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, that's what it is, though.
But I wouldn't
a
say
vagina.
It.
Say it once.
Bonus hole.
Yeah. God, I bet she's got a nice
like
little bonus hole on her.
Say donut hole.
Mm-hmm. So I wonder if they'll do that.
Probably not.
Fucking bonus hole.
See Kevin Lee retired?
Oh, did Kevin Lee call it good? I wonder what he's going to do. Smart. I mean, dude, when people retire like that, it's like smart thinking, dude. Smart fucking thinking. Because if you're going to just keep committing yourself to 8-week fight camps and just things aren't going your way, and it's so weird in fighting because maybe it's not you. Maybe it's just that person on that night was better than you 3 nights in a row or something. Just like Peter Yan. It's like he's losing these fights, but it's like he could whoop some of these guys on another day. It's just on that day that happened. But at some point, especially like Kevin Lee, you get cut from the UFC again. At some point, you just got to think, and look at it from the outside point of view, not your ego, because your ego wants to get back on a streak and get back respected by everyone and everyone tweet good things about you. Or if you look at it from the outside, be like, okay, this is just a little stage in my life. Maybe I can move on to a more entrepreneur life and start building a business and start saving my last brain cells that I have. So good for Kevin. One thing I was thinking about with my dogs the other day, sitting there kind of bored at home, but then I was thinking, I was like, what would I do 20 years from now? How much would I pay just to get back to where I'm at now? Just to get back to where I'm at now, what's going on in my life. My dogs are healthy, just laying around with them. And that automatically just brought me right back to the moment. How much would you pay it 40 years from now to get back just to where we are now? Healthy, you're training every day, you're getting puss, a lot of shit's good's happening. In 40 years, you'd probably pay some big bucks to get back to this moment.
Yeah. Just depends, too. I mean.
Good reminder.
Yep.
Well, how does it depend?
Well, I'm saying like, oh, I wish I could go back. Like, I don't know. I would be like, yeah, I lived a good life. I enjoyed it. Like, because I feel like if you wish, then you're kind of like.
Not being present.
Yeah, and what does Eckhart Tolle say? Is like when you think in the past, you're kind of like, that's where anxiety comes in.
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying just like, especially right now, we can just train and so like you take it for granted.
Yeah.
When you get old and we'll be 70 something and we'll be like, it's just going to be in our memories the days we're able to show up to training and have fun.
Yeah, for real. I always think of that too. It's like there's going to be a point where I don't have as much time as I do. Mm-hmm. So just enjoy it day by day.
Yeah, I'm just so thankful every time I can just train and I'm not hurt, because then the shit happens like this rib now. It's like you look up a separated rib too. It's like, oh yeah, maybe I'll just give it like 5 days. It'll be good. You look up at a separated rib and they're like 8 weeks or 2 months until that thing's going to go. It's like, oh my God. I want to fucking explode, dude. But I try not to just get so pissed off and be like, okay, where can I focus my energy? I can focus my energy on my students. I got the open coming up. Sugar's got the biggest fight of the career coming up. I got the new gym opening up. There's a lot of places I can put my energy than just sit there and mope and groan about getting hurt all the time. But I don't know what the fuck it is. It feels like it's happened my whole life. I wonder what Paul Check would say about it. It's like every time I start turning it up for training, a couple of weeks out, something happens, a stupid injury. I wonder if it's just
stress or what.
It could be. I don't know. I'm not that stressed though. The thing is, what the fuck do I have to stress about? Not shit.
Too much pussy. Just kidding.
Yep.
No, it could just be everybody's body's different. Somebody like, no matter like, I don't know. Somebody's just.
Yeah. Part of me wonders what. If I got in a car wreck when I was in high school and I got smoked, dude, and this girl turned off this normal street and this other guy was coming about 50 miles per hour and hit right. But the officer said if he would hit like a foot to the right, I would have been dead.
Damn.
And I smacked my fucking head off the window. And I don't know if I got knocked out, but I remember just sitting there waking. The girl's like, get out. I'm not supposed to have people in my car. And it wrecked my shoulder. My shoulder was like crooked. Still is crooked to this day. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get a good little settlement. Got $600. Didn't get my shoulder fixed.
600.
Yeah.
That's it?
And I wanted to go with this wrestling camp with my boys so bad. So if I would have waited longer, skipped the wrestling camp, maybe I could have got more money. But I'm like, I want to go to the wrestling camp. Went to the wrestling camp. Every time someone put a power half on me, I would just go right to my back and get pinned. Boop. Just pinned every time someone put a half on me. So that wasn't really worth it. But I wonder if like an injury like that early in your life can put off your whole spine and put off your whole body and add to a bunch of injuries later in your life.
Fuck.
Or if your parents were born and raised on a carnival and they were eating hot dogs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with alcohol, and then they get knocked up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Does that have to do?
You do everything like perfect, like eat good, stretch. all the.
I wonder how much that has to do though. If your parents, what kind of lifestyle your parents lived when they had you? Were they exercising? Were they sleeping good? Were they eating good organic foods with good nutrients? Were they doing all that stuff? I bet you it has a lot to do with it. I bet more than people think.
I think it goes further than your parents. I think it's like the ancestry shit. How like Paul Chek says too, like some people's stomach, like eggs, doesn't do good with them. It could just be passed on from generations to generations. You know? I don't think it's just our parents. It's like parents, like keeps going.
Yeah, which makes it worse because all my grandparents are dead. But my grandparents on my mom's side, they ran the old time portraits. You know, if you go to a fair or a carnival, there's the old time portrait little bus. They did that, traveling around to the different carnivals. And my dad's dad, I think he died. He was an alcoholic, just Native American on the res. So yeah,
that's cool that you kind of know though. I have no idea what even my dad was like.
Really? Is. So when did your dad leave? What age?
Like probably like when I was 3rd grade.
Let me answer this real quick. Hey babe, I'm on the pod right now.
Oh, okay. I'm just letting you know I'm on my way.
Yes. Okay. See you in a little bit.
I love you. Bye.
Love it.
So you know I'm on my way to suck your cock. Imagine she said that.
Yeah. Well, she is.
Oh.
So you've never when did your dad take off?
Like right now, I was 3rd grade. I don't remember. Like,
and you never asked your mom?
Yeah, I did, and she just said that he's just been in and out of prison. And he's just very like.
I wonder, like, what kind of stuff.
I don't know. Who knows?
It'd be interesting to find out.
I know. I should get him on the pod.
That'd be crazy. Can we find out his name?
Yeah, he has the same name as me. I found his mugshot before. He looks just like me.
No way.
Yeah.
You got to show me.
I will. I'll send
so we got
to
to check it out, and maybe we can find where he's locked up at. Maybe we go have a visit.
Bro.
Why not?
What the fuck do I want to meet him for at this point?
Just to see what kind of dude he was.
I don't know.
Would that
obviously
be
like
weird?
A low life?
Yeah.
Like imagine you have a kid and you just never come back in his life.
Well, imagine he probably had parents who did the same.
Yeah.
He probably had parents who raised him shitty, who didn't provide for him, didn't give him any tools. Mm-hmm. And then he meets your mom, busts a nut, you come out and he's like, he doesn't even know how to be a dad.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think I have like a half brother or something that I've never met. So I wonder what he's doing.
Dude, because did you ever ask your mom, like, how long did she date your dad?
Not really.
Never even talked about it.
I've like asked her like, just kind of what happened, and she's just like, oh, he's just always been in it. I think I don't know if he's like into drugs and shit or what. Just probably a knucklehead growing up, and just kept that cycle of just in and out prison, like his whole life. So I wonder, he could be out right now for all we know. But I don't know. That's insane. Like imagine having a kid. I always think of that. It's like, dude, if I had a kid, like.
Would you feel weird if he was on the pod? If we were just talking to him?
Fuck, I don't know. Maybe.
Or you just look at him like he's a normal guy, because that's what he is. Not like, that's my dad.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be interesting.
Alexander Volkanovski seemingly will have his sights set on Islam until he gets his second crack. He said, I'd be lying to say I'll just walk through him and do this and do that, Volkanovski told MMA Junkie. It's going to be another highly contested battle, but I guarantee my hand will get raised. I'm going to capitalize on a lot more things. It is 2 tough guys going at it. They've done 5 rounds, and there's a good chance you might see another 5 rounds of it. I'd love to get a finish. We're both that good that it might be another tougher fight, but I'm looking forward to it again. Volkanovski's 34. It's another challenge that excites me, so that's obviously what I wanted. We talk about how I don't need to be motivated, but it's exciting when I can have guys like that in front of me. That camp I did 14 weeks. Holy fuck. It's just so good to have someone like that in front of you. And you see on some of the countdowns and vlogs and stuff that how hard Volk trains. Like, dude, you gotta, when you go into training and you know the main goal and your coach's main goal and the partner's main goal is to mentally break you. Get you to the breaking point where you feel like you can't move, you can't do shit. You're like, that's so hard knowing you're going into multiple sessions like that a week, and it's 14 weeks of that.
It's crazy. I remember when we ran into him, like, he's pretty short, dude. He's like my height, like literally. Yep. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah,
he's for sure short. It's just so good to have someone. You ask, how do you get better? It's things like that get you better. Certain opponents in front of you that get you better. I told myself I need to work on this. Where you're at right now isn't good enough, and that's what I feel like with Aljo and Sean. It's forcing us to get better. He's such a funky guy. He's such a good grappler. He's big, and it's 5 rounds. Like regardless of the outcome of this fight, he's gonna level up. For sure. Already in the 5 weeks we've been training for this fight, he's already leveled up. It's so weird. But yeah, Volk's such an animal. In that fight, he got his hands raised. Do I think I won? Yeah, I do. But he got his hands raised. All right. I need to work on these things. I'm going to evolve again. These lightweights and featherweights ain't going to stand a chance. Oh, I'd love to see Volk pull it off, dude.
It's crazy how great Volk is, but I feel like he doesn't have like a really big pull still. You think that? Like outside looking in.
I mean, maybe not in our country. Maybe he's huge in Australia.
Yeah, that's true.
He could be.
Because I feel like Brandon Moreno and them, like they're not, but I bet they're so big in Mexico. Like people go
Superstars.
Crazy for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, let's bounce around like we always do. 15 times sex therapists didn't hold anything back and shared what sex is really like in relationships. If you feel satisfied during sex, there's nothing wrong with your sex life. 2 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever works best for you. I swore the average was 15 to 20 minutes, but it's actually 8 to 9 minutes. Sex can distort your perception of time. Reddit user asked the sex therapist of the community, what do you wish more people knew, and what are some of the most obscure things people have to come to you with? Well, they didn't hold anything back and shared some pretty revealing secrets. So here are some of the truly eye-opening secrets from a sex therapist. A lot of problems couples have in bed result from unrealistic ideas about how good sex should be. For example, and I mean that comes from porn, dude. Especially if you're abusing porn and you're jaying it too much. The more you jay it, or the more you watch porn, especially in one day, the more fucked up porn it's going to take. And maybe this isn't for everyone, but like your third session, your third jack in, you're probably looking at some shit that's like unrealistic. Maybe not me. Yeah, right. For example, there was this one guy who told me he suffered from premature ejaculation. He was afraid that his girlfriend, who he was dating for about 2 months, would leave him because of it. He was pretty reluctant about details, so I started questioning him about previous relationships. I was pretty surprised that he never considered his stamina a problem before. So I talked to his girlfriend. When I asked her how long her boyfriend would last, she told me in an embarrassed and desperate manner, he always finishes after only 25 minutes or so. So in that case, a little sex ed did the trick.
What?
It doesn't really make sense. Number 2,
you should find a sex therapist expert and bring him on here.
That'd be sweet. For couples with mismatched sex drives, which is a majority of couples, ask yourself whether or not when you really get things going, you enjoy having sex. If the answer is yes, remind yourself of that when your partner makes advances. That's the case a lot of times. You don't want to go through the process when you've been dating someone for years and years and years. It's like you're chilling, you're at home, it's time to chill. You don't want to go through the whole foreplay process, the whole thing you got to do just to get her wet. But every time you get to fucking, you're like, God, why don't we fuck more? Wow. The answer is yes. Blah, blah, blah. In a lot of cases, you will find that you don't want to start having sex. I mean, that's realistic. Not that you don't want to be having sex, you don't want to just get it started. I think that's pretty common in long relationships. Like your ex, we won't talk about it, but your sex drive was different than hers.
Oh yeah, mine's way higher.
And I don't think that's that way for every female, but I think it's when you have balls that are producing testosterone and you're a bull and you're just
training,
you just want to fucking choke people out and then fuck your, like.
Yeah, and it's weird too because it's like.
And would you tell her you wanted to fuck and she just like,
yeah. Sometimes she just like didn't want to, and I'm just like, well, obviously I'm not gonna force you and fucking rape you.
No, you force.
So I was like, all right, well, but then at that point it makes me think like, okay, I guess I won't try as much, or maybe I'll just wait till you try.
And then another girl, maybe at a coffee shop or on Instagram or something's hitting you up, and you can tell they want to fuck you.
Yeah, and then I'm like, bad for fucking them.
Yep.
Oh, it goes, man.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to 2023. Number 3. I'm a marriage and family therapist who specializes in sexual and LGBTQ plus issues. The first thing I tell many clients, and this is true for about every relationship, be it partner, parent, child, friend, etc., is that a lot of future issues can be spared if you take the time to communicate your expectations of one another. This is especially true and hardest to do regarding sex. It really is, because you talk to your partner, whether it's the girl talking to the guy or the guy talking to the girl, and they automatically think it's something wrong with them. So, or like if a girl's talking to their guy friend about, no, I like this, or fuck me like this, maybe he's like insecure and he starts getting pissed off. Now he's just not into it because he's just pissed off, and it's really him just being insecure. Having expectations doesn't make you selfish or needy. It makes you a person. Sex is a big part of a relationship, and acknowledging its importance doesn't make you shallow. Furthermore, you are setting your partner up for failure and yourself up for disappointment if you are not making your expectations known. Yeah, especially if you got friends and you communicate to your friends better than you communicate to your partner. Your partner should be your best friend who you should be able to communicate to. But a lot of times it's not like that. Especially you see people who got married, they knew each other for a year, they get married, and it's like they don't even really, really know that person. So the only people they can really communicate to is their friends. And then the same thing for her. I see that shit a lot. Make sure your expectations of one another are realistic, communicated effectively, and that each partner has a desire to meet them are all fundamental. The amount of people who come to me for sexual dysfunction is tiny compared to the amount of people who are having trouble effectively communicating with each other. Yeah, fuck. Especially, that's why I feel like before you get married, you got to talk about that kind of shit. Because she was programmed different than you were programmed. Maybe you can come together. Number 4, feeling sexy comes from leaning into being sexy. So scheduled sex today can lead to delightfully spontaneous sex tomorrow. Too many people settle into the cold comfort of a minimally maintained relationship and let the friendship and sexy side of the relationship wither. Schedule a date to go do something together. Agree to a time to have sex, and things usually get better. This person says, I love scheduled sex. I get to anticipate it all day, and as someone who can take some time to get warmed up, it's really helpful. Number 5, I worked with teens. They didn't feel confident standing up for what they wanted or needed from sex. If the guy didn't want to use condoms, they didn't. If the guy wasn't interested in her orgasm, she didn't have one. The girls wanted to have boyfriends, and it seemed like they thought that meant they had to have sex on guys' terms. I encouraged them to demand respect and to ask their partner for what they wanted. Number 6, a satisfying relationship inside the bedroom starts outside the bedroom. I used to intern with therapists, and they'd always stress the importance of communication. One of the therapists loved the 5 love languages, which I believe started as a book. But she'd tell them to take a free quiz online to figure out what their love language is. And for people, I'm sure a lot of people know what the love language is, but like, what do you feel? Do you feel love language is like giving gifts? Or do you feel your love language is like touch and shit?
Did you ever take the test or no?
I don't think I did.
I've always heard 5 love language. Like, what's your love language?
Do you know what yours is, really?
Well, I'm reading them right here. Words of affirmation, so like compliments, quality time, gifts, acts of service, physical touch. What would yours be?
Physical touch.
Physical touch.
For sure.
I like probably gifts, quality time. Surprise me, bro.
Yeah, give me something sick.
For real, though.
So many patients throughout the years would say how learning their love language helped save their relationships. Yeah, because if your love language doesn't match up and you're giving this girl gifts and you're like, God, I give her gifts all the time, but you never hug on her and love on her and you guys don't have sex, but you give her all this shit, maybe she doesn't feel loved at all.
True. I guess communicate it.
I've personally found it incredibly beneficial as well. If nothing else, it opens doors for communication with your significant other on what's important and meaningful to you, which can lead to a much more satisfying sexual relationship. When I first met my wife, she would talk about this and thought it was silly. Then I started to read the details, and it clicked that this was how she was opening the door to communication. We both were previously divorced from horrible first marriages. That trust worked its way into the bedroom. It's the best sex we've ever had, and we are in our 40s. So as silly as these 5 love languages sound, they really work as a springboard to how you might subconsciously express or want to be loved. The idea is so simple, yet the effects are pretty profound. I cannot sing the praises of the 5 love languages enough. Number 7, I work in pelvic floor physical rehab.
What's that?
Consider physical fitness, pelvic muscles weakness or tightness, as a thing to overall health. It also isn't normal for there to be pain with after intercourse, unless that's your thing. Many things can result in this happening, but it's not healthy. Number 8, if you feel satisfied during sex, there's nothing wrong with your sex life. 2 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever works for you. We're talking averages. Also, timing yourself. I used to swear it was 15 to 20 minutes, but the actual time, 8 to 9 minutes. Sex can distort your perception of time. That really changed a lot for me, having sex with girls or whatever. But it's just how long they take to warm up, dude.
Yeah.
And if you can focus on that. It's so big for girls. It takes them so long.
Oh, yeah.
And us guys, we're bricked up in seconds, ready to rumble. And then you fuck them and you can't last. And you last 2 minutes and they're literally barely starting to warm up.
Honestly, I think it depends on the fuck. There's different types of fucks. There's girls that you don't really care about, that you just fuck them. I don't care.
But still,
then there's the girl that you really like and are passionate about, and I don't mind that.
I think every girl you're having sex with, I feel like it's kind of selfish if you're not thinking about them also a little bit. I want her to feel good too. But
I've had that where it's just quick to it, but she's the same way. But then also it's different when you find a girl you actually are super attracted to and you don't mind. Yeah,
but then that girl you're super attracted to, say you've been dating for 10 years, and you're like,
let's get to it, baby.
Yeah.
Let's party.
Yeah. You got to buy him a magic wand. Number 9, it's okay to practice sex and give each other a break if you mess it up. Starting a sexual encounter doesn't obligate you to finish it. You can't wait to have sex until your wedding night and then expect them to be a dynamo. You can't bully someone into getting an erection or an orgasm. Number 10, sex is just as mental as it is physical. Be in good mood with no stress in the back of your mind. Having a healthy meal and focus on arousing thoughts and imagery hours before sex, blah, blah, blah. This will make your sex life better, whether it's a relationship or a hookup. Number 11, I see many women who struggle in the bedroom with their spouses because of sexual abuse, trauma in their past. I know men experience sexual trauma as well, but they just aren't a large part of the clientele. Once you educate both parties on how trauma like that affects you physically and mentally, you really start to see some growth. Yeah, it fucks people up, dude. That's why the punishment for that kind of shit should be bad. If you whether the girl was underage or if you raped her, you should have to lose a limb. You should it should be life changing. Not I get locked up for 2 years, blah 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 blah. You fuck that person up forever.
For real though.
Literally, it fucks people up. So if they made that law, but then you get the falsely accused people.
Yeah,
and
that's
now,
what's fucked up.
Now you don't have a risk because the person got falsely accused. That's the tricky part on that one.
Yep.
12, everyone needs, now Connor's got no hand.
Yeah,
he tried to fuck that fat girl in the bathroom or something.
Or she capped about it and she wanted money.
And he's got no hand. Yeah, fuck. Everyone needs to learn about sexual concordance. What a body does and how you feel, think about it are often two different things. Understanding how sexual concordance happens is probably the single greatest gift you can give yourself and your future current partner. Generally, for men, they tend to be more sexually concordant. I don't know what the fuck does concordant mean.
Let me Google it real quick.
Generally, women are not quite as sexually concordant. For many people, a sexy situation doesn't always equal arousal. Sometimes for men and women, something that shouldn't, for whatever reason, be arousing, and vice versa.
There's an N in concordant?
Concordant.
Corresponding in direction with the planes of a jet. What the fuck? I don't think this is this.
Yeah, we'll skip it. Number 13. I'm a therapist specializing in gender and sexuality, and I work with adolescents and families. Though I've worked with all ages, one of the things I wish everyone knew, particularly young people and parents, is that it's okay for your identity to grow and change as you grow and change. You can identify as gay now and later start identifying as bisexual. Lesbian might make more sense right now, and even if you later feel that something else describes you better in the future, that doesn't mean any of your feelings then are now illegitimate, or that changing a label makes you a liar. Your attraction, sex drive, and body image can change through usually not drastically as you age. That's fine, roll with it. So if you turn gay in a little bit, no big deal. You can always go back.
He turned gay at 40 too.
Yeah, but back straight at 50. Number 14. Sex isn't only about penetration. Try focusing on what makes both of you feel good. The old cliche of it's the journey, not the destination, is really useful when it comes to sex. Number 15.
How many tips is there, brother?
Last one here, boys. Sorry. I'm a sexual health counselor. The best toys are either high-grade silicone, glass, or surgical steel. The latter two are also great for temperature. Any of these three can be washed in a dishwasher. Also, as romantic as it sounds, never sleep inside your partner. Have your partner sleep inside of you if you're using a condom.
What do you mean, like you're cocked in there, you just go night-night?
And you're just limp.
Kind of fire.
The saggy condom on. Between shifting and shrinking, all that semen will have a nice, easy opportunity to work it way out of both sides of the rubber. A little different. Sorry about that.
All right, tip number 28.
We just have 1,000.
Yeah.
We got our brother Stuart Cooper in the house. He was on the pod a couple times. On the Timbo Sugar Show pod a long time ago. But Stuart Cooper Films, if you're into jiu-jitsu highlights or different documentaries and stuff about it, he's got some of the best documentaries out there. The Evolution of Wrestling for ADCC, a new one that he came out with, is really good. But all his stuff will get you fired up for training. And he's always interviewing the best jiu-jitsu guys out there. So check out his page, Stuart Cooper Films, and that's Stuart. Woman exits plane after tirade about passenger who is not real. I'm not about to be final destination.
Was that like white lady that was screaming on the plane? That's going kind of viral.
Is it?
I think so. She's like, they're not real. Everybody's just kind of making a meme out of it.
What the hell?
She
said, I'm telling you. Okay. She said, in the video, which has been circulating, a woman could be seen walking down the aisle of a full flight while screaming at the fellow passengers. Why she was getting off the plane. I'm telling you, I'm getting the fuck off. And there's a reason why I'm getting the fuck off. The women could be heard yelling as she walked up the plane aisle, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two fucks. But I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real.
Did you see the video or no, too? It's kind of like
creepy.
No, it looks like a comedy skit.
Oh, really? The video then captured the moment that the majority of passengers who remained seated throughout the encounter turned to look toward the back of the plane where the woman was gesturing. The women then continued profanity-filled tirading, adding, "And you can sit on this plane and you can fucking die with them or not. I'm not going to." She turned around and exited the plane. A fellow passenger could hurriedly loud telling the woman, "Bye."
I wonder if they ever showed the person she was talking about.
That's funny. I'd never seen that TikTok.
Yeah, it's been kind of floating around a little bit.
You been on TikTok much?
Lately, no. I've just been heavy on YouTube lately. What about you?
I don't have a TikTok still. I'm still trying to stick away from TikTok.
I was kind of hooked on it for a bit, but now I'm kind of going back to YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I like the long format shit now.
I like the thread. I like Thread, Twitter, YouTube. Sometimes Instagram's not bad. The FDA is being asked to look into Logan Paul's energy drink, which has the caffeine of 6 Coke cans. 200 milligrams per ounces. Advertising itself as zero sugar and vegan, the neon-colored cans are among a growing number of energy drinks with elevated levels of caffeine. In Prime's case, 200 milligrams per 12 ounces, equivalent to about half a dozen of Coke cans or nearly 2 Red Bulls. Damn, no wonder that shit gets you jacked.
I didn't even know it had caffeine. I thought it was just like Gatorade.
No, they have energy drink.
Oh, the energy drink one.
What's your go-to energy drink?
Yerba or Celsius.
I like that. I like my the coffee first thing usually in the morning, and then later on. I don't mind the teas. I don't mind the teas that don't have a lot of sugar, but sometimes I'll do from this place called Valley Buzz. Get a little cold brew action.
Yeah, cold brew gets you tweaking. That's just strong. Mm-hmm. I don't know. You look like you're drinking a latte right there. That's a girl's drink. Jay.
No, it's not. It's my preference. Jay drinks espressos with Sprite or soda tonic with a little orange peel.
Real shit.
That's some weird shit.
It's not. Comment below if lattes are gay.
Yeah, comment below. Are lattes gay?
Bro, lattes like when you're like starting to drink coffee in the beginning, you don't know what you want. Like it's very like a high school drink to me.
To you, keyword.
Might as well drink McDonald's coffee, G.
No.
Dutch Bros.
Raw milk with the finest espresso from some organic beans, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of if you feel like it, butter and coconut oil, a little bit of vanilla extract and some cinnamon.
Bro,
don't say that's girly.
That's a fucking
That's
soda.
Man as it comes.
I drink my coffee straight black, first of all. How many sweet shit are you going to put in it? Milk,
Sweet?
honey, lavender, cinnamon.
No.
Bro.
Cinnamon has 0 sugar. Milk has 0. Actually, I don't know if it has 0 sugar. Honey.
You're drinking fucking soda in the morning, bud.
Okay, here we go. Bo Nickal tells Ariel Helwani that his dream fight is to fight Khamzat at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas for the undisputed UFC middleweight title.
That'd be sick. Khamzat runs through him, though. Let's be real. I know Bo's your boy.
No. I don't know if Khamzat could take him down. So it's going to be a striking match.
I mean, do you think Khamzat's a little bit cleaner on the feet?
Yeah, definitely more experienced, a little bit cleaner. I want to see that fight for some reason,
That'd
dude.
be a fire fight.
I just want to see someone who can just hang with Bo Nickal a little bit, just to see what level he's at. Because this weekend you didn't really get to see. He just knocked out some kid who's 55er, took the fight on 7 days. So you didn't really get to see. Same with the guy before. I want to see what he does with someone good.
Yeah.
Or how he reacts when
shit gets tough.
He gets cracked.
Yeah.
Or he shot on this guy 3 or 4 times and the guy stuffed them all.
He's like, fuck.
How composed he is then.
Yeah.
But man, that would be sick, wouldn't it?
Yeah, wouldn't it?
Isn't it?
Your Montana side coming out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yep. Kevin Lee confirmed on his retirement. Boom. The documentary coming out about Dry Kiss. That's a good one.
That's too. You can't put that on here.
I know.
I sent you this 5 Japanese techniques to overcome laziness. I sent it to you on Twitter.
Tom Brady and Giselle lost an astonishing $48 million in the FTX cryptocurrency crash last year. Tom Brady had invested a staggering $13 million into FTX, while his then wife had contributed $18 million for her personal wealth. Wow, that sucks. Dark truths about school nobody wants to know. It creates workers, not thinkers. Yeah, it definitely does, but we definitely need those workers right now.
Yeah.
But at what point are we not going to need those workers? In 20 years, in 30 years, are you not going to need a plumber? Are you not going to need a teacher? Are you not going to need a gymnastic teacher? Or gym teacher?
A jits teacher?
What else do you go to school for? All sorts of shit.
Yeah, it depends, right? If you go to like a trade school, obviously you're learning like trade.
Is there going to be a point when the quantum computers is there a point where it's going to take over everything?
Probably not in our lifetime.
Like a doctor, you don't even need doctors anymore. You hook up to this machine and it tells you exactly what's wrong and exactly how to fix it.
Yeah.
Shit. It does. That's why but parents too, when they're so hard on their kid to get an A. Get a fucking A plus. It's like, God, just chill out. Maybe their brain doesn't work out that way. Maybe they have a more creative brain and that they're just not into the fucking stupid shit.
For real though.
School grades are just the result of brute repetition, not your intelligence. And a lot of times it is. It's just memorize this, memorize this, memorize this, memorize this. In school, they teach you a lesson and give you a test. Life gives you a test and then teaches you a lesson. They force you to get good at countless irrelevant subjects that have zero value in the world. That's the truth too. Holy fuck, is that the truth, dude? God, some of the shit I learned, I'm like, sweet, I'm dissecting a frog today.
I've never dissected anything.
Well, yeah, you lived in AZ. You live in some...
Ghetto
In Montana,
shit.
we do some different shit, brother.
You gotta do some weird shit.
We dissect frogs. Stop. Don't kill your potential for a useless piece of paper and a pat on the back from society. A lot of people are paying off some serious debt because they have that piece
Are you
of
still
paper.
paying off your debt?
No.
Damn, debt free. I remember you used to talk about that.
No. Well, let me see here. I think I might have 5,000, but I asked this guy, the mortgage or the... I was like, should I just pay that off? And he's like, no, because you write it off your payment and it's not getting any interest, blah, 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 blah. I don't fucking know. But I remember I was stressed a long time about my school debt. I was like, fuck, should I just get a job while I'm going to school to pay it off? But the way things worked out, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I just let it stack up and just focused on my craft instead of just wasting my time working, trying to pay off this dumb fucking school. God. It was pretty good though. Yeah. Mm-hmm. School, if you like school, cool. I don't want to talk shit about school like it's terrible because what are some good things you learned in school? I learned how to Rizz girls.
I was about to say, I socialize a bit.
I learned how to
used to being around people.
Rizz up girls. I learned how to...
How did you learn how to Rizz though? Just trial and error?
Just seeing them, trying to be funny, just being like, why do these girls like me? Because I'm making them laugh. I learned that I hated football. I learned that I really didn't like wrestling, but I'm so thankful I stuck to wrestling. Other than that, I don't know what else really I learned.
Fucking how to write cursive.
I am decent at cursive, but I guess they don't teach that anymore.
I don't think they do, yeah.
They don't teach cursive, which is crazy.
Well, they don't teach probably kids how to like read a clock, like a regular clock anymore.
Oh, really?
I'm sure they don't have that shit no more, bud.
Yeah. Okay, this is 5 Japanese techniques to overcome laziness. I get that question all the time. How do I overcome laziness?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, what the fuck do you want? A pill? Discover your purpose in life. That is a big one, though. If you're into something, it's like, that's it. Determine the reason you wake up each morning. Choose something that aligns with your strengths, passions, and the needs of the world. This is what gives you life meaning. Number 2, Kaizen. Focus on small improvements every day. You don't need to have to do everything at once. Just aim to the progress little by little. Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 minutes, take a break for 5, then repeat. This helps you stay focused and avoid burnout. It's a game changer for productivity. Yeah, but you get off for that 5-minute break and you start getting on TikTok.
I know,
then you start getting on Instagram. Then you start getting on Twitter, and that shit's way more exciting than what you're doing because it's just so stimulating.
Yep.
And then that 5 minutes turns into 3 hours. Hara Hachi Bu. Don't stuff yourself. Eat until you're 80% full and you'll feel more energized throughout the day. Plus, you won't have to unbutton your pants after lunch. Did you eat too much last night or perfect?
I think it was just right.
You trained. I made some of these elk smash burgers and like I was
They're pretty good.
I was trying to prep them because I knew right after practice we were heading to my house. And people are bitching at me. They're like, you need to press them, because I have a presser to make smash burgers. You need to press them on the grill or press them on the thing. I'm like, no shit, you fucking... But then they turned out fine, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They were fire.
Good God.
God, leave me alone.
Yeah, and those turned out good. And then my dad sent me some elk chops, and I put those elk chops in a Ziploc bag with some liquid aminos.
Yeah, it tasted fire to me.
Those are really good. My buddy Leo Bercier, he taught me to do that one time. He put a big old steak, and he just covered it in soy sauce and let it soak for the day.
It's like marinate.
And then we cooked it in the night, and it was so just good. That's kind of where I learned that from. Shoshin. Approach tasks with a beginner's mindset. Don't worry about being perfect or having all the answers. Just be open to learning and trying new things.
It's good for white belts.
Yep. So it was pretty fun looking at all the IBJJF academies, Han.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking about your future gym and what the kind of vibe you want to make.
Yeah, it gets me excited.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. You're going to freaking love it, dude. Especially if you start out with a simple membership and just a couple classes a week, so you're not making everything crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be cool.
Even like, I still always remember like when we're in the garage.
Yeah. It seemed like not that long ago.
I know. Shit went by so quick.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, though, like the old gym, the one that we had over there, the 2,000 square foot one, I could have been happy in that one forever.
Yeah, I think so too. But worked out.
Yep.
Because remember we were like driving to the pod studio and I was like, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably good. It's probably good so these fuckers don't cry. I mean, I wanted to...
Fuckers don't cry.
I mean, they don't die.
Oh.
I wanted to get on Threads and go over some shit that was popping out on Threads, but...
I haven't even been on Threads at all.
We'll do that another day. So, all right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the pod. I just put up the new video, or actually I'm going to put it up right now. The video of me talking about this week's newsletter, and I put those on Patreon every week. And this one we talked about, and go into detail, we talked about my stance on athleticism versus technique with fighters. Is one more important than the other? Are there certain levels where athleticism can compensate for lack of technique and vice versa? And how do I approach this as a coach? And the second one I talked about was with some of your students who come to the gym and have never trained before, what are some of the changes you see in their personality and life when they become confident in their ability to defend themselves? And then the other one I talked about is some people, when they start hustling or working a lot, they start feeling guilty about enjoying stuff like Netflix and feel like they need to be productive instead. How important is it to you to find time to just relax and chill and recharge each day? Would you say it makes you even more productive? We talk about that stuff, and I talk about that stuff, and I put up video, not just about that, but a newsletter breakdown video on Patreon every week. And then I'm going to put on some techniques about when you're fighting a wrestler and different setups to bring things up the middle and make them a little bit more scared to shoot because of in fear of running into something. And everyone thinks, oh yeah, you throw an knee or you throw an uppercut. But there's lots of ways to disguise that uppercut and to really disguise that knee with something else. Make that wrestler think you're coming forward and they're timing a good shot, and then they run into something hard. Bunch of techniques, sneaky ones, and I'm going to do a video about that this week and put it on Patreon also. Plus we're doing giveaways and all sorts of stuff, and I appreciate my supporters that are on there and have been with me for years there. That's patreon.com/REDHAWK Academy. And we're almost to 46K, I think. We're almost to 46K, so we're almost to 50K, that means. And I can't wait. Slow grind, but a fun grind. And all our people that always watch every week, thank you so much. Love you guys. Let's have a good week. See you next week. Bye-bye.